What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do a quick review on the new Ultraview Button. Let's go. All right, like I was saying, gonna do a little shooting with the new button. Nothing crazy, just kind of close. Basically just get some reps behind the bow. I've shot it a little bit in my shop, but I kind of wanted to get outside, shoot it a couple times, see what it felt like, maybe adjust it a little bit to kind of start fine-tuning it to the feel that I'm looking for, and then let you guys know what my thoughts are on it after shooting it. We'll go back inside, like I said, and go over all the specs on it that you can read about, but either way, I'll go over the specs of it and give you my thoughts on it. All right, so I can already tell you I'm gonna need to make a little adjustment to the position of the barrel. I kind of played with it, like I mentioned, in the shop some, but actually getting out here and shooting a little bit, I'm gonna have to position. Not sure, I might be able to get it all just out of rotating the knob, but if not, I'll have to get a little bit of a length adjustment. But shooting a bow that I haven't really started setting up yet for the 3D season, that's still a little long on the draw length. With that said, I'm still really liking the way the shots are breaking. So all right, we're back inside now. Like you guys saw, I shot it a little bit, and I mentioned out there that there are a few adjustments that I'm gonna need to make, but I'll kind of tweak that and fine tune it throughout the course of the next few weeks shooting it. First things first, love the weight. Absolutely love the weight. That's why I went with the stainless one. I'm a huge fan of a heavy release. I've been shooting nothing but brass or stainless releases for years now. Once you shoot the first one, you're hooked, at least for me. I know other people prefer the aluminum, the little bit lighter weight ones, but I like feeling that substantial, you know, that weight. And for me, the way I execute my shot, I'm pulling fairly strong through my back, so I've got that mass in my hand, and when the shot breaks, it creates momentum and it kind of gets my hand out of the way, and I like that aspect of it. So that's one of the big reasons to get a good clean follow through that I like to shoot the heavier releases, aside from the fact that it's just what I like as well. The finger profile is kind of what Ultraview's been known for ever since they made the original hinge. It was just such an ergonomic feeling release. I haven't put one of their hinges or this button since it's been out in someone's hands that didn't say like, man, this thing feels amazing. It almost feels like it was made for me. And that's the truth. It's hands down the best feeling release I've ever shot. And that goes for the hinge as well, since it's got the same profile. Wide finger beds that are flat, which I'm a big fan of because it won't allow the release to roll as much in your hand. Some people don't run into that issue. I do, for whatever reason. No matter how much I relax my hand or get in it, it just never feels as sure and confident for me on a release that doesn't have flat finger beds, because I feel like it wants to roll some. That's just me personally. Everybody takes, you know, their own opinion and does what they want with it. Basic stuff that they've went over in their launch video and other things. You've got your travel and your, as they put it, force adjustment. On the top, you've got one screw on the front for your travel, this screw on the back for your force. Your force is obviously trigger tension, the amount of pressure it's going to take to set the release off. That is your force screw there. You're going to go clockwise for more tension, counterclockwise for less tension, and then travel. Travel would be counterclockwise for more tension, clockwise for less, counterclockwise for more travel, and clockwise for less travel. Me personally, I've set every button I've ever shot to have 0 travel. I do not want to feel the trigger move at all. I want my shots to be set off by pressure, not movement. What I mean by that is I want to be able to just continue building tension up on the button until the release fires. I don't want to feel any travel in it. A lot of times you start to feel travel. That can take your mind off the shot process, or the executing of the shot can add or create some problems you don't really need. So my recommendation on any thumb button is to always set it up with 0 travel. You may shoot better the other way, and if that's the case, you keep doing you. But what I recommend is set them up to where there's no travel and it's just set off solely by tension building up on the barrel until it breaks. With that being said, talking about the barrel, this has a huge knob on it. If you measure outside to outside on the grooves, you've got right about 3/4 of an inch. Now that's really big in my opinion. I'm not a fan of a large knob. I'll end up getting a smaller one, but the way they've designed these grooves is awesome. It really does bite into your thumb very well. You can kind of see how the grooves are designed to go against the direction that your thumb would be moving. So it really grabs the meat of your thumb well. I've just never been a big fan of large knobs. I've got Whopper Jr. hands, so they're pretty small. So big knobs for me and my Barbie thumbs don't usually work very well. So I will most likely put an aftermarket knob on that's a little bit smaller, maybe 1/2 inch diameter or so, but I haven't decided yet. I'll shoot it some more and make that decision. Adjustments on the knob and the trigger arm to get it to fit the way you want it. You have this screw here that is what holds the knob in place. As you can tell, it's off-centered, so that as you loosen that, you can rotate that knob one way or the other and really kind of position or fine-tune the position that it'll sit in your thumb once you've got the length the way you want it. So that's what I was mentioning to you guys outside. I'm not sure if I'm going to need to adjust that quite yet, or maybe the arm, a little bit of a mixture of both. Going back to the adjustments, like I mentioned, you've got thumb barrel adjustment there. This is how you would adjust the length of basically your trigger arm. As you can see, there's a screw there. See if I can get it in the camera. That stainless piece behind it is slotted, so it would slide way out. I know a lot of guys that like shoot the stand releases, and even some of the true ball releases would run the extension on them to get them very far out. This one has a fair bit of travel. It looks like realistically you've probably got a 1/2 inch or a little more of adjustment, so you could really stretch this thing out there. You can also, with that screw, adjust the angle. As you can tell, I did make a slight adjustment on that right there. Shipped from the factory, it comes straight in line. This gray trigger arm comes straight in line with the stainless spot. So I made a slight adjustment there. I'll continue to fine tune it, and I might make a follow-up video a couple weeks from now once I've really got it dialed in the way that I want it, and let you guys know. A few things that you may not find on other videos is overall size and length. Now, this being said, this is a medium, and I have small hands. If you were to extend my hand all the way out, you've got from the bottom of my palm to the top of my finger, you got 7 inches on overall height. I don't know if this is the right way to measure this or not, guys, so ignore that. Maybe 8 inches pinky to thumb, fully extended. I've got small hands. This is a medium release. You can see what it looks like in my hand. With that being said, I know a fair bit of guys who have good bit larger hands than me that shoot the medium hinge and really like the way it feels. And if those people have been able to get their hands on a button, they've liked that size as well. So I wouldn't let the fact that it's a medium scare you if you've got bigger hands. I would at least suggest getting your hands on one. You can see there's a fair bit of room still in the finger beds, even with it being a medium. And the way it kind of curls around your hand, it's very ergonomic, feels very secure. So even if you have a large hand, at least put this medium in your hand. Try to fit it and feel it and see, because you may be surprised at how well it fits. It's wide across the finger beds, like I was saying, so it feels like you're actually holding a little bit larger release than you are, in my opinion. Next thing is overall release length. From the finger beds to the hook is fairly long. If you look at a release, which I don't have one here with me, but the Carter Wise choice, which in other words, like a knock to it that you hear John Dudley talk about, it's based off the Carter Wise choice. That's got a little bit shorter head, or distance from finger bed to head. Hook to finger bed, you're looking very close to 1.5 inches. Whereas on something that's a release that's been around a little bit longer, so you may have had a chance to experience one of these, you're looking closer to 1 3/8 inches, maybe a touch more on like a True Ball HVC. So that length is nice. So if you're a person that's maybe right between two jaw length mods and you've had to do some fine tuning with your D-loop and still need a little bit of length, this release may be something that you would look at. It's going to give you a little bit of that length. Or if you're running a little bit longer loop now, you may end up finding that you have to go to a slightly shorter loop to get this button to give you that same consistency on your anchor point and stuff. That's nothing against the button. That's just the design of it. That's why D-loops can be tied in different lengths. So play with that as you need. Overall, I'm liking it. Like I said, it's been a long time since I've shot a button exclusively. So I'm really looking forward to setting this one up and shooting it a good bit. Now, I haven't decided yet if this will be my go-to for ASAs coming up. I'll just have to shoot it and see. It's really hard for me to get away from a hinge, but I've had some years, I've shot some really, really good rounds with buttons. So I'm looking forward to that. As far as using it for hunting, that's almost a no-brainer. I shoot a hinge for hunting now, but I would not hesitate at all to take this into the woods. Part of their design on that, obviously, is the single hook with that plunger style latch, which allows, sorry, I don't have a loop right here with me, but it allows you to have the release cocked and still drop your release in behind it. I mean, your loop in behind it. That's awesome. So you can clip it on your loop if you're hanging at a tree stand and just let it hang there. Medium Ultraview button in stainless matte black is sweet. All right. Thanks, guys, for watching my review of the Ultraview button. If this video provided any value in your life whatsoever, it would be greatly appreciated if you would give me a thumbs up, comment, or maybe hit that subscribe button. That way you can be notified anytime I put new videos up, which I do have plenty more coming. It's kind of a little bit of a lull there for a week. I was doing some rearranging in the shop, getting some stuff changed up. Hopefully it'll make it present better when we're doing some filming. And it's just some stuff that I've been wanting to do for a while anyways. With that said, thank you guys for watching. If you haven't had a chance to shoot an Ultraview button, find a dealer, shoot an Ultraview button, let me know your thoughts, and go shoot your bow.